All right, guys, welcome back. Come on in, sit down, get your favorite cup of whatever, grab a snack, and let's talk about part 3 of my police academy days. So we were in the police academy, and my class had to endure 2 active duty officers killed in the line of duty funerals. So I was like 20 something, full of the world in front of me, full of so much energy, full of everything great, because I mean, what isn't great at 20, right? So my class, we had to go to the first funeral was an officer from the housing authority. His name was Palmer. He had like a year and a couple months on, I think, and he was in narcotics. And during that time of him being in that unit, he was involved in some kind of incident that he got shot in the face. He was chasing the individual, and he was obviously hospitalized. And he made it through that night, but I think the next day he succumbed to his injuries and he was killed. So the reason for him being killed was because he was involved in an incident. So that was our first killed in the line of duty funeral we had to go to. And the police academy, you know, we all went as a unit. We paid our respects and we went back to our unit and we continued our day. Now, that was a little bit because like I said, this was our academy. We were there to learn about law enforcement. We weren't there to go to someone who was in law enforcement's funeral, but we had to. I mean, that's what you do as the police department. When one person dies in that way, you go and you pay your respects. So we went to this officer's funeral, and may he rest in peace. Yeah, he was a Marine, I think, and he was also a husband, and he had a child. I think his child was like 1. So going through the police academy day in, day out, blah, blah, blah. Here it's January 2nd. Officer Vaird was a Philadelphia police officer, and she answered a radio call, and it was a bank burglar alarm, and it was a hold-up alarm. And when she went into the bank, because you do answer a lot of them, and a lot of them are not founded, right? I mean, I've answered many in my day out there in the police officer, and you know, thank God I made it. You know, I didn't have that same thing happen to me. But anyway, she was killed in the line of duty as well. So that funeral, we were all like, what the hell? I mean, we were all, you know, pretty upset that that happened to this officer. And we were saddened, and, you know, we went and we paid our respects. We went as a whole unit, the police academy, and we were a little bit taken back by having 2 funerals to go to. But nothing stopped us from continuing and becoming a police officer for Philadelphia. There was police officers for Philadelphia, and I was going through housing, and then I went back to become a Philadelphia police officer. So going through all that, it kind of made you look a little bit harder and take notice a little bit more. I mean, we did that anyway because we were all brand new. We were like, you know, interested in what is going to happen when we get out on the street. But we were also just, like I said, we were young, full of piss and vinegar, and we wanted to go out and make the city proud. So, I think it was, I don't know how long, but then that asshole that did that to Vaird, they caught him, and he was actually like a rapper from Philadelphia. And he sang The Glamorous Life. Not so glamorous now, you asshole. But that, you know, I forget what his name was. I mean, I remembered because, I mean, I've listened to his music way before we even knew that he was going to be the person that, you know, took Vaird out of here. But yeah, it was something. Yeah, I think she had like 10 years on. She was, like I said, she was a Philadelphia police officer, and kind of scary, right? But, you know, looking back now, I mean, you know, I made it through. So did my classmates. None of my classmates were killed in the line of duty. We had people in my class that were like 18, and we also, who were not old enough to drink. And then we also had people in our class that were old enough to be a grandmom, you know, and I had a very diverse class. It was pretty cool to have all these people that I went through the academy with, because they were really all good people. And, you know, you think everybody is this, like, the whole, like, you're like, oh, this is great, you know, being a police officer. Then you graduate. Then you hit the streets and you go to the districts and you meet your new comrades that you're going to be answering radio calls for, and picking up their calls in their sector and everything. And you think that it's going to be, everybody's going to be working together. It's a hateful group. But when you go through something that's traumatic and tragic, oh, everybody's there, everybody loves you, and everybody, you know, wants to show their blue love. Doesn't last long. But it's okay, because, you know, I mean, that's just how life is. I mean, that's how it is in, you know, the corporate world too. It's just mind-boggling that, you know, you're out there to serve and protect, and some things are not protected when you're a police officer and you work with other officers. It's just not, it's not how it seems. So, you know, you just go, wow, this is something, this job. It was something. It was very much something. So I was, like I said, that was in January. Officer Vaird was killed, and then we graduated, I think it was September. So just going through the rigmarole, you know, doing the daily PT, going through all your courses, learning Law 1. Lieutenant Grover, he was really good at teaching Law 1. Sergeant Judge was really good at what he taught. Sergeant Kane, he was good. So was the driving instructor. He's no longer with us. Harnan. He was a funny man. He was from Roxborough. I think he worked at the Hollywood Video when it was, you know, there's no more video places out there like that. But I remember, I think he worked there because I lived in Roxborough. Yeah, Harnan. Yeah, rest his soul. He was a good guy. I liked him. You know, and then we graduated. Well, before we graduated, like I said, I was taking the test for the Philadelphia Police Department, and in that, my friend who was sitting right next to me, she was tutoring me, because there was a booklet you had to go. You picked your booklet up at the district, and you know, you had to study this booklet. I mean, everybody in this booklet, you know, bald head, he was a robber, he, you know, robbed an old lady, and they had a description of her, and, you had to memorize all this, and that's how that was what the test was about. Memorization, and things like that. I forget what it was all about, but it was about just like stuff like that, investigation, memorization. It was pretty cool. I don't know what it's like today to, try to get on. I mean, like I said, I was in backgrounds. I worked in backgrounds. My son was like 3 to like, they threw us out. I think it was like 90, no, I think it was like 2009. I was up there from that time to when my son was like in 2nd grade or something like that. I forget. But anyway, that was, working up there was like hell. Some of the people, there was this one girl, she used to walk around with a Dunkin' Donuts cup. There wasn't no Dunkin' Donuts in that. She knows what she had in that fucking cup. But that too is another story. Evil. Just some girls up there were friggin' evil. I never argued so much with women until I went up there. I mean, I had my arguments with the girls in the 3rd and, just girls on the street. But nothing as vile as those girls were up there in backgrounds. Everybody looks like they're so great and so wonderful, but they're not. But that's another part, right? I'll see you. Hopefully you come back and tune in and hear what I have to say, because I got stuff to say. I'm not going to mention names, but I'm going to mention things. And if I'm talking about you, so be it. So be it.